All right, this is the 2.5 with some bad rear shocks off of Outback Forum. We're just going for a test eval ride and see what it feels like, see what we hear. Haven't driven a 2.5 4-cylinder, 4-speed auto. First time. Well, this generation at least. Yeah, there's a little bit of knocking around back there. And definitely under dampened rear end for sure. Yeah, definitely something rattling too. If that's a strut, then they're pretty bad. Front end seems to be alright. Usually those speed bumps will knock stuff around. No, she's definitely wallowy though. Woohoo. Yeah, definitely some rattling. Almost feels like there's something else loose too. I mean, a shock's not gonna make something feel like it rattles back and forth. It's just gonna be under dampened, you know, up and down, and some noise associated with it if there's, you know, a loose piston, or, you know, if it's really bad top hat. Anyway, we'll see once we get into it. It's only the longest light on the planet. So there's some really shitty pavement around here. Wow, this car only has 44,000 miles on it, I think. Is that right? No, sorry. 61. 61. Wow. I'm actually amazed at how terrible these cars are. You know, with this kind of mileage, 2005, 2006, even only 61,000 miles. I mean, I know the rear shocks are blown, but there's other stuff going on for sure. 40 miles an hour, this speed, it feels like its ass end is actually wagging. Those uneven potholes and things back there, I'm gonna guess that the rear alignment is significantly out as well. Yeah, there's all kinds of scabs of pavement as you come through here. You know, as you see. You know, I know that most people are pretty numb behind the wheel. those who aren't, wow. Car's almost, I mean, it really is scary the way it feels, particularly in the back. I couldn't imagine an inexperienced driver. Let me concoct a scenario. Inexperienced driver, poor tire pressures, overloaded in the rear, which changes the alignment, bad alignment to begin with. I mean, actually, you know, I'm surprised that the whole ghost walking, black ice thing hasn't actually, you know, put more people off the road. Which I guess tends to let you believe that it really isn't as bad as it feels, but it feels pretty scary. You know, especially when it feels pretty much like the front end of this car is in decent shape. There's definitely no, you know, tie rod, steering rack issues, looseness, anything like that. You know, got to look at the sway bar and all those things. So the front end of this thing is locked down and tracks and follows pavement, follows pitches, and then the back end sort of just gets drug around, you know, almost like, you know, remember that old James Bond where the Renault Alliance got cut in half and Roger Moore was driving the thing around, dragging, you know, no car with just the front wheels? It kind of feels like that a little bit when you go over these bumps and whatnot. I've had enough as far as test eval goes. I don't need to do any more highway miles. We're just going to run it up the on-ramp here. Head back to my place. Get it up and get going, I guess. Superstition? Yeah. Transmission needs some love. Did not like that. Revving up to about 4 grand, coming off the throttle. No, doesn't like the downshift. There it goes. Fluid filter on this thing. Or not filter, but definitely fluid. Let's check a look at that. Yeah, transmission is misbehaving. It's warm. I am gonna go back in, take care of the shocks, do my under-car suspension eval, and address fluids and stuff maybe with the OP, well, by email. Car owner is currently out of the country for a few weeks. Car's not doing anything. I'm not quite sure, you know, how much liquidity they have. I can definitely say I'm saving them a bunch of money on the shock work, and fluids are cheap. We'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, did not like that pothole. Didn't like coming out of that off ramp onto that seam either. Really doesn't like seams. Feels very, very strange back there. Not just the pogoing around, the up and down. But I will say that I think John Slider is somewhat spot on, or spot on with, you know, with the balanced and the shock dampening being balanced front and rear. I don't necessarily think that the harder dampened rear strut shock of the previous model is the answer for everybody. Yeah, transmission's not downshifting when you come off the throttle. And I'm not stopping at red lights. Whoops. Yeah, that just could be crappy fluid, low fluid. I don't know. We'll see. Before I put it up, I'll pull the dipstick on her. But I think that's all we need for now.